stupid ones. Click or call today.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, together with Nextel. Power up.
Touchdown passes both ways and interceptions both ways as well. San Diego on top. Two undefeated teams. You kind of like Rivers this first half.
Well, Kevin, I was really impressed with Phillip Rivers. You know, he had the interception. He came right back, showed some good poise, some good patience, and that's what you want from your young quarterback, not to become unraveled in a big game like this. He's really kept his emotions intact.
Let's take a look at some highlights from the first half. And a lot of it happened early in the game. Malcolm Floyd got by Roll and Reed to go in for 6. Nice pick there by the top defensive player the first month of the season in the AFC, Bart Scott. Here was an interception the other way. Second of the season. Chandler got that, and then the defense, a smothering San Diego defense. Now McNair threw a touchdown pass in that first half, which we didn't see, and through 30 minutes of football, here are some of the numbers.
Well, the total yards, just 45 yards for the Ravens offensively. McNair only 5 of 12. They have not looked particularly sharp on the offensive side of the ball.
San Diego will be kicking off to begin this second half. There's Kading. He's kicked field goals of 34 and 54 yards today. The 54-yarder was a career long. Sam's is deep back. Both teams in first place in their respective divisions. Both teams undefeated coming into today. Number 1 defense of San Diego. Number 2 defense of Baltimore. It's only week 4, but it had a big feel, this game did, when we kicked off.
Yeah, and both teams have really come out and played with a lot of emotion. Both defenses really playing obviously a little bit better than both offenses right now, but Baltimore offensively has to find a way to get something going here in the second half.
Into the wind, it's Sands from the 9-yard line. And Stephen Cooper tripped him up. Kasim Osgood was there as well, a 22-yard return. And to the 31-yard line for Steve McNair.
Well, you look at the first half numbers, just 5 of 12. He never really looked in sync, never really got in rhythm. And again, the confusion, especially on third down in terms of the play calling, had a delay of game backed up in their own end. And that's not something you expect from your veteran quarterback, someone like Steve McNair.
And the starters for both the San Diego defense and the Baltimore offense in there to begin this second half. From the 31, 1st and 10. Jamal Lewis mauled inside by Jamal Williams. That's a gain of 2 to the 33.
They're going to keep to their game plan again. Want to get healthy Jamal Lewis, get him some opportunities, some more carries, and have a lot of chances in the first half. But I wouldn't mind seeing the Ravens open things up a little bit offensively, Kevin. That no huddle, that fast tempo has seemed to work pretty well for the Chargers.
And that probably is one of the storylines so far in the first half.
It really is. I think it's neutralized the effectiveness of the Ravens defense.
2nd down and 8. Nice defensive play on the side by Quentin Jammer. That was a pass intended on the far side for Clayton. Jammer has had a terrific game so far.
Well, Quentin Jammer has really come on for the Chargers. You watch him cover Derek Mason. Derek Mason runs a nice little route, and Quentin Jammer is right there on the sidelines in press coverage. He's not surprised by it at all. Gets that right hand in there, and Quentin Jammer seems more and more comfortable in this Chargers system.
6 in the secondary. That pass was intended for Mason. 3rd down and 8. From the 42 of the 41 is where they got to get for the first down. Double hitch by McNair. We've seen it before. Looking for Mason. Covered by Jammer. 3 and out for Baltimore to begin the second half.
Yeah, not the way you want to start your second half. And again, a double pump by McNair. You'll watch him. Again, just not quite sure of the rhythm and timing of things. And he looks like he's a little uncertain to me back there. He's holding the ball a little bit too long. That ball has to come out of his hands just a little bit quicker.
McNair only one of his last 8. Here comes punter Sam Cook. Deep back is Parker. 19-yard line for Eric Parker. There's some nice blocking and some room on the sideline, and the punter belts him out of bounds. That's the rookie Cook. How about that? He wasn't even invited to the NFL Combine, yet they draft him here in Baltimore in the 6th round. And he has been a good early season story. There are 2 flags down on the far sideline at the 38-yard line.
During the return, illegal block in the back on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty, retain possession, first down, timeout.
Well, it's never a good thing when your kicker makes a tackle. But watch this tackle by Cook. He's 230 pounds, and he unloads on Parker.
Tired of being nickeled and dimed by other airlines?
Is this your first flight?
On Southwest Airlines, our leather seats, blankets, pillows, snacks, and smiles are always free.
You are now free to move about the country.
Introducing the new Sicilian lasagna pizza from Pizza Hut. Hearty beef topping and a blend of mozzarella, creamy ricotta, and Parmesan cheese, all on a seasoned crust. It's just $10.99. Right now for just $5 more at any medium one-topping pizza.
The Chrysler 300, a fuel-efficient 250-horsepower V6 engine, electronic stability program, elegantly appointed leather-trimmed interior, 5-star government frontal crash test rating, and perhaps its most intense characteristic, its striking design.
Building a database solution that manages over 31 million page views a day is no simple feat. Fortunately, I get advice from the company that lives it every day.
Is the president telling the truth about Iraq? Bob Woodward reports he is not. So what is the truth?
We need a winner!
Tonight on 60 Minutes.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Upcoming for the San Diego Chargers, their first second-half possession. Touchdown pass and an interception thrown by Rivers so far. From the 28-yard line, 1st and 10. 3-and-out moments ago for Baltimore. Look at him switch on defense. Quick handoff with Tomlinson finding nothing there. Kelly Gregg throws him for a loss of a yard back to the 27-yard line.
Well, we've looked at the time of possession. The Chargers have absolutely dominated the time of possession in their first 2 games. They've had the ball almost 15 minutes more a game. And I broke that down, Ken. That's another 15 or 18 offensive plays. In this game, they have had the ball 7 minutes more in the first half. That's very difficult. Your defense is on the field way too long, and you're giving the offense way too many opportunities. Great job by the Chargers.
Starting Baltimore defense on the field, 2nd and 11. They need the 38. Osgood is the other receiver, and here is a handoff, and it goes to Tomlinson. Busting down the sideline by Thomas, and then forced out of bounds by Samari Roll. It is a 29-yard run by LaDainian Tomlinson. And a first down, which they mark to the 44-yard line.
You watch the Charger here. We talked about the motion and what it does, and it frees up the backside, and it gives LaDainian Tomlinson some opportunities, but he just bounces this run to the edge. And again, the misdirection gives the Baltimore Ravens one more thing to have to think about and try and stop this offense.
Here now is Floyd in motion. Tomlinson again, grabbed by Ray Lewis and brought down near the 40-yard line after a gain of 4.
Well, the tempo has been great, and again, we can't talk about it enough. You look at the Ravens, they're looking over at the sidelines, they're trying to get their calls in. They can't make any substitutions, and yet that you watch the Chargers, they're bringing players on and off the field. So they're really winning that battle in terms of the substitution game, and again, neutralizing the effectiveness of this Ravens defense.
Receiver's been taken out, 2nd tight end. Anu Maliuli has been brought in. LT is out. Turner is in. 2nd down and 6. Michael Turner. Neil LeBlanc. And Turner, look at him. Bang! He's way past the 30 and down to the 27-yard line. Brought down by the rookie defensive back Landry. A pounding gain of 12 yards to the 28 and a first down.
And Kevin, when you have Lorenzo Neal in front of you at the fullback spot, he's like another guard. He's like a pulling guard. You just watch him downhill, tracking the linebackers, getting the block, and then watch Michael Turner finish that run. He's an explosive runner. He's a physical runner, and he knows how to finish.
1st and 10. Turner again. They had the blitz on that slowed him up, and finally he is brought down by Trevor Price. And no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
And it's only a matter of time. You can only push the Ravens against the wall so long, and then they're going to bring the pressure. And you saw it there from Ed Reed. He's going to come from depth. But Ed Reed, they need to get Ed Reed more involved in this defense. And I think part of the problem is they have a young safety, Juwan Landry, and Ed Reed's been in the hole more often than not, and not around the line of scrimmage where you want your best defensive player.
Tomlinson is back in. 5 straight runs. 2nd down and 10, 28. Tomlinson. And Olivier, who is playing the left tackle, is the lead blocker, and that's as a gain of 4. And it's down to the 24-yard line.
And Kevin, we've been talking about Lorenzo Neal and the impact that he's had on this offense. Well, look at the impact he's had on other offenses. He's blocked for 9 straight seasons, blocking for a 1,000-yard rusher. You look at the different backs that he's helped gain 1,000 yards. Lorenzo Neal is a dominant fullback, probably one of the game's best right now.
Again, Olivier is playing now a tight end eligible on the left side. A timeout has been taken. Baltimore a little bit loose with their personnel changes in 10:21 in the 3rd.
If has always been a part of your working life, but as you plan for retirement, you face a new set of ifs. If I can't count on a big pension, if I want to stay in the house where my kids grew up, if my money has to last and last. MetLife has been protecting retirements for over 100 years. We can ease your transition from work to retirement by helping you create your personal safety net, so you're taken care of. Call on our expertise to get guarantees for the if in life. After all, we're MetLife.
Men of the square table, is it permissible to do this?
That's always funny.
It's idiotic is what it is.
Enough! Overflowing someone's beer is barbaric.
Yeah, he's right. There's thousands of things that make us laugh. Japanese game shows, Undercover Brother on DVD, Jimmy Johnson's hair, none of which waste an ounce of beer.
No wasted beer in the name of humor. Don't. Man law?
Man law. For great taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 41. Chrysler, inspiration comes standard. And by Miller Lite and the men of the square table. Good call.
A little trickery. You watch the lineup. Antonio Gates at tackle and Shane Olivier at the tight end position. A little flexibility, trying to get an unbalanced line and run the ball to the left-hand side where you have 3 big linemen.
3rd and 6, 24-yard line, 7th play of the drive. LaDainian Tomlinson. They moved Olivier back to the right tackle. Ray Lewis brings him down at the 21 with a gain of 2. So it's just a new wrinkle they put in there, and you're right. Baltimore called the timeout because they were confused.
Yeah, they couldn't find the tight end, and when you look over, you see the tight end lined up in your tackle position. That's a little confusing, and the Ravens had to waste a timeout in that situation. But again, a conservative play call on 3rd down, just playing for the field goal. Just want to make sure that they're smart in this part of the field.
40-yard try by Katie. Holding Seifert. Snap from long-time long snapper David Binn. Boy, that ball missed. Boy, did you see that kick out? And so Baltimore not only holds him out of the end zone, they hold him with nothing on that drive. The defense with the victory, and now they get the ball back.
the world's first four-door Wrangler. Wrangler Unlimited, a new species from Jeep.
Can anyone tell me what happened to Napoleon when he tried to invade Russia? Brian?
Somebody's going to get their first loss here tonight. It's not going to be us, is it? No,
sir. We're down. Last chance for the Hawks.
Lady, go!
I'm Dallin Hart Jr. Welcome to Wrangler Jeans Company, a new generation of Wrangler.
New fits, new comfort, new styles. Wrangler Jeans Company, a new generation of Wrangler. New fits, new comfort, new styles.
Introducing the new Ultimate Cheese Snacker from KFC. 100% chicken breast smothered in a blend of cheddar and Swiss, topped with crisp lettuce freshly prepared on a sesame seed bun. And like the original KFC Snacker, it's only 99 cents. Now your dollar goes further at KFC.
This season, NFL Network invites you to a new football tradition.
With a telecast you'd expect from NFL Network. Great matchups on the run to the playoffs. Only on NFL Network.
Are the women turning on the men?
All of us feel a little threatened by the brawn.
Or just turning them on?
Flirting with guys is what I do best.
New Survivor, CBS Thursday.
Kading had hit 15 consecutive field goals, but he just missed right there from 40 yards away. Baltimore takes over 30-yard line. Jammer is in at one corner. Cromartie, the rookie, is in at the other corner. Drayton Florence is on the sideline. 1st and 10 for McNair. He's got Wilcox. Tackle made by Phillips. The gain to the 41. First down pickup. The longest play offensively of the day right there. Gain of 11.
Well, Kevin, so much of the passing game is about timing and rhythm. And you consider the fact that Steve McNair didn't roll into Baltimore until June. You can't expect him to be completely comfortable with the system and the receivers around him. But if you give him some time, Steve McNair will sort it all out, and he'll find the open guy.
Sipnewski is the second tight end. 1st and 10, Jamal Lewis diving headlong into the pile and brought down by Godfrey and Olshansky. Donnie Edwards, gain of 2, and he's out to about the 43-yard line.
Kevin, one of my concerns is if this defense of the Ravens has an off week, is this offense good enough right now to make it on its own? I don't believe they're there yet. I believe they'll eventually get there with Steve McNair, but it's going to take some time. I believe it's a work in progress, and you're seeing some of that today. They don't look quite as sharp, as crisp as they need to be offensively.
If McNair knows he's got a rookie corner on the near side, 2nd down and 8. While Haley is in the backfield with Lewis. And he's got the catch at the 30-yard line. And brought down by Donnie Edwards, his first catch today, good for 29 yards and a Baltimore first down.
Well, you watch Todd Heap. He's at the bottom of your screen. Up the top, Mason's going to run the post, and Todd Heap is going to run a crossing route, and it does just enough to clear out the defenders and give Todd Heap a chance to work in this hole, and that's a great throw and catch for the Ravens.
Ryan Bingham is playing the nose tackle for San Diego. It is a first down at the 28-yard line for McNair. Jamal Lewis, grabbed by Castillo among others and brought down after a gain of 3 to the 26-yard line.
And that's, if you're a Ravens fan, that's what you want to see. You want to see Jamal Lewis running downhill, knocking piles back and being physical. That's the type of runner he is, and they need to get him some more carries. They need to get him lathered up and get him involved in this game.
Wilcox has come in for Sipnewski, the tight end situation.
Sometimes, Kevin, one big play can jumpstart your offense. A big completion can get you going.
26-yard line, 2nd down and 8. It's Clayton. Look at him dance. Down he goes, 24-yard line, hit by Godfrey and by Edwards on a gain of 2.
And Mark Clayton is a very difficult player to tackle in the open field, and that's why they run this little slip screen with him. They get him the ball in his hands quickly and let him do the rest. But he was very effective, especially on 3rd down last week. He had a bunch of key 3rd down catches in that 2-minute drive in their win over Cleveland.
3rd down and 5. No personnel changes defensively except for Jamal Williams has just come in for Ryan Bingham at that nose tackle position. 3rd and 5. Timeout, Baltimore. Wow. Baltimore with 1 timeout remaining the entire second half.
So it seems pretty clear that buying lottery tickets is not a good business plan. That's weird. So, very funny. Let's continue. We got a lot to get through. All right, if we look to the other sectors that we can... Okay, come on, guys.
Want a new job? We've got the most. CareerBuilder.com. A better job awaits.
The world's first 4-door, 5-passenger Wrangler. Wrangler Unlimited. A new species from Jeep.
CBS Thursday. It's the CSI that will have everyone talking. Even the dead.
So how'd you get here anyway? Someone will figure it out.
4 new mysteries.
How do you drown in an elevator?
A hiking accident?
This could explain the blood.
Life imitates art.
1 killer episode.
I'm telling you, no place is safe anymore.
Tell me about it.
A new CSI, CBS Thursday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by CareerBuilder.com. Visit the largest job website, CareerBuilder.com. A better job awaits. And by Sprint. Be a better fan with NFL Mobile, only from Sprint. Power up.
Baltimore just called a timeout with the crucial 3rd and 5 resting at their doorstep.
Yeah, and Brian Billick wasn't happy about it, the fact they had to use one there. Again on a 3rd down situation, some uncertainty in terms of shuttling the plays in. Steve McNair sorting through that information and getting the play called before the 25-second clock expired.
Musa Smith is a 4th receiver, bottom of your screen, 3rd and 5. Good block by Pashas. McNair right on the money. Derek Mason brought down by Drayton Florence. A flag is down at the 8. The player is down at the 1. A 20-yard strike. And let's see what the call is. It appears to be against San Diego.
Holding defense number 20 is declined. The play results first down.
Marlon McCree. So on this drive, McNair has gone 20 yards right here to Mason, 29 to Heap, and 11 to Wilcox through the air.
And the holding is actually away from the play. Marlon McCree onside Heap, but it's a great job. You just watch Mason working up the seam, just beats the corner and sits down in the hole. It beats the rookie corner, and that's just a great throw by Steve McNair.
1st and goal at the 3. Lewis back into the backfield. 2 tight ends. Jamal Lewis. And he was hit by Edwards on a gain of 1 to the 1-yard line. On this drive, some very good passing by McNair. We rattled it off. 11 to Wilcox, 29 yards to Heap, and 20 to Mason moments ago.
And you talked about one play getting the drive started, and that crossing route to Todd Heap really jump-started this drive, and now the Ravens in a position where they can really capitalize and come away with 7.
Carlos Polk has been brought off the sideline. 2nd and goal at the 2. There'll be a down defensive lineman for San Diego. Shuffle pass. Wilcox.
That's an incomplete. That's an incomplete
pass.
Dropped
the ball. How about the guttiness of the call? And San Diego is saying they've got it. Donnie Edwards came up with it, and it is a fumble.
Well, he must have caught it in the air. If it hit the ground, it's definitely an incomplete pass. And whether or not Donnie caught that before it hit the ground is the call there. But Steve McNair flicks it, and never even really sees what's in front of him.
He caught it, he fumbled it.
Oh, that's what happened. I don't think he ever had it. Now, you know what happened? Kevin, the officials never saw it. It was in a bunch, it was in a pile. They never saw that. That's an incomplete pass.
But it will be reviewed.
There's no question.
Perhaps It's a fumble as it stands right now.
He never had possession.
Now remember, Baltimore has only one timeout remaining. And if they would lose the challenge and the challenge flag is out, they would be out of timeouts if they lose the challenge.
Well, I don't ever want to say I'm 100% positive, but I've run that play in the past. A shuffle pass is a safe call in that part of the field because if it's not there, you just throw it in the ground, but he never had possession.
The ruling on the field is a catch and a fumble being challenged by Baltimore. Timeout.
Did he make a football move after he got the ball? That's what they're going to look at. Was it a fumble or wasn't it? 5:18 to play in the third with the big call coming up.
Our target is an ugly, smelly, dirty little scab of rock called Iwo Jima.
12,000 Japanese defenders in 8 square miles. They will not leave politely, gentlemen.
Here she goes. People on the street corners, they looked at this picture and they took hope. They said, we aren't winning this war.
Flags of Our Fathers, rated R, starts Friday, October 20th.
When it comes to being a better football fan, nothing beats Sprint NFL Mobile. You can watch exclusive game highlights of all your favorite players, like Peyton Manning. That guy's pretty good, if you like 6'5", 230-pound quarterbacks, laser, rocket arm. With NFL Mobile only from Sprint, you get customizable alerts and real-time stats on your favorite team. Maybe like Peyton Manning's team, maybe.
Get the power of the NFL in your hand, only with Sprint.
Oh, Hoodie, monument to the durable. Fast friend, uncomplaining sucker of sweat. In our most trying times, you still tried. When other garments stopped at the neck, you said, oh no, the head needs a garage. Our arms would pull off well before yours, yet this is how we treat you.
A near-death experience. Did your entire sordid, degenerate life flash before your eyes?
I wish.
Forces Charlie to do the unthinkable. Spend time with his mom.
When was the last time you had a prostate exam?
It's time to change my butt dressing.
You don't have to get snippy.
I am this close to sticking my tongue in a light socket.
A new 2.5 Men, CBS tomorrow.
Baltimore is challenged that this was not a fumble on a shuffle pass off to the tight end Wilcox.
You watch it, Kevin, I hate being wrong, but it looks like in this situation, you're right. He actually had possession, and again, that's really what's going to kind of watch the hit by Stephen Cooper. That's a huge play in that part of the field, and then just Donnie Edwards just being alert and jumping on it. But again, the hit by Stephen Cooper, Wilcox never sees him coming.
Wilcox had caught a touchdown pass earlier in the game from McNair. What an interesting call. A shovel pass on the 2-yard line, 3-yard line. Mike Carey is our referee.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Excuse me. San Diego's interception after a fumble. Catch, fumble, recovery by San Diego.
It was not an interception. It was a fumble after the catch. He made a football move. He caught it, he spun, he had the one stride, he backpedaled, and that was a football move.
Mike Carey is as excited as we are up in this booth, but yeah, that's the right call on the field. But again, you hate to second guess the Ravens coaches, but in that situation, why not run Jamal Lewis downhill twice? I believe it sends a message to your offensive line, it sends a message to the defense that we're going to be physical, we're going to run the ball downhill with our best back, Jamal Lewis.
And then look at this right here. No timeouts remaining for Baltimore, and they've got 20 minutes and 18 seconds left of football to be played.
Turnovers were going to be the difference, Kevin. It's been the difference so far, and that's the bottom line right now. Got to take care of the football in these type of games.
Interception thrown in the second quarter by McNair. A fumble right here by Wilcox. I think the bigger issue is, as you pointed out, why call a play like that right there?
You don't want to second guess, but again, why not give Jamal Lewis 2 opportunities in that part of the field?
2 tight ends, 1st and 10, Lorenzo Neal. Oh, he fumbles the ball! And then it's picked up on the play by Gates, the tight end at the 6. Can you believe that?
And that's just what you'd expect from this Ravens defense. That's how they handle adversity. They come right back. They try and strip the ball from Lorenzo Neal. He never feels Bannon stick his arm in there, and that's just unfortunate that Jared Johnson can't fall on that play. A good alert play by Antonio Gates.
Basic defensive personnel out there, 3-4-4 setup, 2nd down and 6. The gain is out to about the 9-yard line. Ray Lewis tackles Lorenzo Neal right there after a gain of 3.
And you talk about turnovers and how significant they are. This football team is 4-38 when they lose the turnover battle by just 1. And on the flip side of it, when they actually have one, they're in the plus by one or more, the graphic is stunning. They've won almost 90% of their games when they've been on the plus side of the turnover ratio.
3rd down and 3 defensive backs, an extra defensive lineman has been put in. Rivers, Neal. Oh, and a great block by Gates, and there goes Lorenzo Neal for a 1st down. A catch and run to the 28-yard line, picks up 18 on 3rd and 3, and more importantly, breathing space for the Charger offense.
Lorenzo Neal is like a one-man wrecking crew. It's like a little bowling ball. You just watch him out in the flat, a great catch. Then watch him at the end of this run. He's looking for contact, and he almost knocks over not the 1st-round pick from Oregon, but Lorenzo Neal will never shy away from physical contact.
Baltimore, 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers, and 3 in their defensive secondary. It is a 1st and 10, 28-yard line. Tomlinson. Brought down by Trevor Price. Flag thrown, no gain, 28-yard line.
Holding, offense number 68. 10-yard penalty, still 1st down.
That is the left guard, Chris Dealman. Let's go to New York and JB.
Hey, Kevin, let's take a look here. Kurt Warner not on target here. Throwing the pass, tipped by the defense. Michael Boley intercepted by D'Angelo Hall. He takes the pop-up 36 yards to pay dirt. Only 2 touchdowns in this game. Both are interception returns. 4 scores, 22-10. Falcons. Back to Kevin and Rich.
We got it, JB. A lot of people are wondering how the Falcons would respond to that loss Monday in New Orleans. They lost by 20, but they're handling the Cardinals today. Thank you. 1st and 20. They need the 38. Nothing thrown to Keenan McCardell yet. Hand off to Tomlinson, hit by Scott among others. He's to the 20-yard line on a gain of 2. Well, turn your pop culture knowledge into gold. Monday, watch The Class at 8, 7 Central and solve the challenge at AOL.com/goldrush. Now they're going to bring in an extra tight end here. The San Diego offense is on a 2nd and 18.
Again, you watch the Ravens huddle. They're looking over the sidelines, trying to get the signals from Rex Ryan, their defensive coordinator. Again, the fast-paced, up-tempo style of the Chargers has been baffling to this defense all day.
All right, Landry back in, so 4 in the secondary for Baltimore, 2nd and 18. Tomlinson. Johnson can't get him, but McAllister does, along with Gregg. Gain of 6, diving to the 25.
Now, if you're Phillip Rivers in this situation, you have to understand down and distances. When you see 3rd and 12, a little red light ought to go off in your head, and it ought to say alert, pressure. Pressure, 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 because that's what Rex Ryan's thinking about in this situation. I can almost guarantee the Ravens will come with pressure in this situation.
They brought in a 5th defensive back. That's Corey Ivy on the Baltimore defense. It's 3rd and 12. Gates hasn't caught anything since the 1st quarter, and Rivers needs the 38-yard line. Tomlinson. Upended beautifully by Bart Scott. 3-yard gain, 29-yard line, and Baltimore's defense holds San Diego to a punt. We go to New York and JB.
All right, Kevin, Houston still looking for its first victory. Take a look here. David Carr with a bootleg, taken across for the first rushing touchdown of the season for the Texans, who lead it, and Mario Williams with his first sack as a pro, as you recall, being called out by Gary Kubiak. Back to Kevin and Rich.
We know Houston is one of 7 winless teams in the NFL, but David Carr is the #1 rated quarterback in the league coming into this week. JB, thank you. The punt by Cyphers. They have hit Osgood. He's their great special teams performer, and a scrum ensues and some shoving after the play. It was a punt of 46 yards. And they try to unravel the bodies at about the 25. So they move the ball after the Baltimore fumble at the San Diego 3, from the 3 to the 25-yard line. Coming next, Patriots take on Cincinnati. Meantime, Cleveland battles the Raiders. Jaguars tangle with the Redskins right here on the home of Super Bowl 41. CBS, and today you've been getting some great shots high above the stadium, the MetLife blimp, providing today's aerial coverage of all the drama below. Look for Snoopy 1 and Snoopy 2 when they pass through a town near you. The punt and a first down now from the 25-yard line for Steve. Oh, and he fumbled. Nope, held onto the ball but fell down. Reeled in the ball. Merriman fouls on him. That ball was shimmying around just a little bit, but he saves it, but he loses on the play 5, so it becomes 2nd and 15.
Well, what happens is you get stepped on by either the center or the guard, and you get one of those size 15 feet on top of you. You got nowhere to go. All your momentum's going back. You get stepped on, and that's the only thing you can do to keep yourself up off the ground. But not the way you want to start a drive after your defense just went out and held them.
So the third quarter has come to a close. 2 first-place teams, 2 undefeated teams. It's San Diego 13-7.
The SEC on CBS. Arkansas, Auburn. Then LSU, Florida. College football at its best. Next Saturday on CBS.
CSI, CBS Thursdays.
NFL Sunday Ticket brought to you by Bridgestone Tires. Passion for excellence.
Need new tires? Get to the big Bridgestone rebate event for up to a $100 mail-in rebate on select Bridgestone Dueler tires, September 7th through October 7th. Only at your local participating Bridgestone and Firestone retailer. Wherever you see this Bridgestone sign.
Let's do it! Way you move,
Multiply your possibilities. Introducing Intel Core 2 Duo, the world's best processors.
I believe that the world is a beautiful place, blessed with diversity, and we should all be more tolerant of people different than ourselves. I believe that even when I'm out of town and surrounded by other viewpoints, I should still support my team. Yes! That's what I'm talking about!
NFL Shop, Mondays at 7, only on HSN, the official TV retailer of the NFL. L Network.
I don't know if we could have had a better setup. 2 undefeated teams, the top 2 defenses in the NFL, 2 first-place ball clubs, and here we are, 13-7. Each quarterback has thrown a touchdown. Each quarterback has thrown a pick. 2 turnovers by Baltimore on the afternoon. 1 with a goal to go.
And now you're going to look to see how Steve McNair can rally after that unfortunate occurrence down the red zone, and whether he can bring his team back in this situation.
2nd and 15. Mason read beautifully over on the side by linebacker Donnie Edwards. It's a gain of 5 to the 25-yard line.
And the impressive thing about Steve McNair, he's earned his stripes in the National Football League. And you just watch him. Watch this hit he's going to take. And he does a great job. He'll hold the ball to the very last minute and take a hit. He's that type of player. Merriman, they don't even pick him up. And again, he's getting thrown to the ground, getting his head hit on the back of his tackle's knee. And Steve McNair is a tough guy.
6 defensive backs for San Diego. 3rd and 10. They need the 35. It's Heath. Collides with Edwards. Dives close to a first down near the 35 and a gain of about 10. Let's see if they give him the first. But listen to this. I mean, it's been like this all afternoon long. And he gets the first down.
And you don't think it's important to Todd Heap. These players are flying around trying to make plays. They realize what's at stake in this football game.
Back to base defensive personnel for San Diego. McNair has hit his last 7. 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Musa Smith in the backfield. McNair going deep. Oh, he's got a wide open receiver. Oh, and it was dropped by Derek Mason. Oh, that's the feeling of about 70,000 fans inside the stadium here this afternoon. Oh, my goodness.
And really looked like some confusion on the part of San Diego. He just jumps this route. Derek Mason goes right by him. Marlon McCree has his eyes in the backfield, and it almost looked like Mason lost that ball.
In the sun, I think he did.
McNair can't believe it.
I think he, you know, the sun is in the receiver's eyes, looking back now in back of the Raven offense. 2nd down and 10. Musa Smith in the backfield, and the handoff. Drilled by Phillips. 40-yard line, gain of 5 as we gain JB from our CBS studios in New York.
Hey, Kevin, back to the future for Peerless Price, the once Buffalo Bill, now Buffalo Bill again. Take a look here. Has to get this one at the shoestring level from Lossman. Poor tackling. Can you believe that was only 8 yards, but highlight filled. 14-6. Buffalo back to Kevin and Rich.
Hey, let me tell you something about McGahee. He had 150 yards on the ground last week against the Jets. Lossman threw for 328 last week. That's a nice combination.
And the Bills are going to surprise some people this year. I really believe that.
It's 3rd and 5 for McNair. Here comes Castillo. There goes McNair. He's going deep again. A wobbly pass and almost picked off and incomplete. Steve Gregory, who was signed off the practice squad this week for San Diego, just about had the pick. That ball was horrible looking in a pass from Steve McNair. It's incomplete to Mason. They got to punt the ball.
And that's what happens when you're a quarterback. You get flushed outside and you really can't set your feet. Kind of throws this one on the move. But the impressive thing is watch Derek Mason fight for this ball and try and knock it down. At that point, you become a defender.
Sam Cook to punt. Looking into the sun is Parker. Gets a block from Vincent Jackson. That is brought down by the tight end Wilcox. A 6-yard return, a 41-yard punt. Here comes Rivers. He has a lead with 12:29 to play.
Listen up, V-Dub in the house. Jason, this is your 98 whatchamacallit.
You got an F.
You know what we're gonna do now?
No.
Unpimp your auto. We just dropped it like it's hot. V-Dub, representing Deutschland.
The Volkswagen GTI, pre-tuned by German engineers.
Hey, over here. Why don't you switch to our network? We're just like them.
Are you reliable?
Excellent question.
How about for email or downloading music?
Why not?
Only one wireless network is America's most reliable for calls, downloads, and emails.
That is a problem, and we are working on it.
Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
Coach, when it's this hot, can any beer be more refreshing than Coors Light?
No, I don't believe that. That's not possible.
We'll save a cold one for you, Coach.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
So how do you choose between Coors Light and cold refreshment?
Well, I don't believe I can segregate the two.
It was a trick question.
Taste the cold of Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Hey, Coach, we still got a 12-pack and 4 ice-cold cans.
Well, 12 and 4 is pretty good.
More than electricity or food, this town needs information. We could organize a group of people, send them out in every direction, north, south, east, and west. But we can't just sit here in the dark.
I don't think anyone should be leaving Jericho.
If this country is at war, we need to know it.
San Diego's time of possession is significant. They've got the ball again after the punt moments ago by Baltimore. Each quarterback has thrown a touchdown pass. Each has thrown a pick. First and 10, Chargers at the 20. Look at this in this second half. 12 runs, 1 pass. 3 defensive backs for Baltimore. This is Tomlinson. Grabbed by Kelly Gregg. And a gain of 3 to the 22-yard line, 23-yard line. The MetLife Blimp. Snoopy 1. Providing today's aerial coverage of the game below. Traveling over 60,000 miles across the country every year. In the headset communication with the sideline to the quarterback, is there any more information given to the quarterback, a young one like Rivers, than just the play?
Absolutely, Kevin. A lot of times he'll alert him to the situation, alert him as to why he's calling that play and what he's expecting as the play caller.
Second down and 8. Oh, here comes Trevor Price, and there goes a long pass looking for Jackson. What a defensive play by Samari Roll. Textbook play.
Well, it's a great throw. It gives him a chance, but this is just great coverage by Samari Roll. He's right in position, and at the last second, he gets that hand in there. He's got no help from the free safety, but the one thing you'll see in this situation a lot of times, Kevin, quarterbacks who panic. They're in position to make a play, they panic, they don't locate the ball, and the first thing they do is grab jersey.
Now 6 in the defensive secondary for Baltimore. That pass, by the way, was intended for Vincent Jackson.
He's definitely changing the play at the line of scrimmage. They run out of time, the play clock, and now you can feel this emotion of this crowd get involved, and this is what they're expecting.
San Diego takes their first time out in the second half with the lead, but a big 3rd and 8 on deck here in Baltimore.
Subway Daytime Drama presents Reggie Bush in The Rookie.
I'll never play. Sure you will, kiddo. Just gotta stay hungry.
But if I eat this, I won't be hungry anymore.
Eat the sandwich! Subway Restaurants. Tasty new premium steak sandwiches like the blackened Cajun steak, hot and fresh from the oven, and the new steak and cheese. Subway, eat steak!
Go, boy, go! Go, boy, go! Go, boy, go! Now stop! Go some more! Go, boy, go!
Work, weekend, dress, golf. One big life. 4 ways to dress it.
Go, boy, go!
Wednesday.
What's the psychology behind his DVDs?
It's a souvenir.
Put the weapon down!
New Criminal Minds. Then a new CSI New York starts off chilly.
Call an ambulance! Call 911!
He was stabbed with an icicle?
Our evidence is about to turn into a big pool of water.
And ends up downright cold.
You and I were into each other, but every time we're in the same room together...
I didn't mean for this to happen.
A new CSI New York after Criminal Minds, Wednesday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Geico, where 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Vonage. And by Dockers San Francisco.
San Diego just called a timeout. 5 in the secondary for Baltimore. 3rd and 8. They need the 30-yard line.
And you have to believe that Cam Cameron, when he visited with his quarterback on the sidelines, talked to him about this is a high percentage of pressure in this situation. You have to be alert for it. When you see this look in the secondary, it's a high percentage of blitz from the Ravens.
Rivers has not been sacked all season. Outside he goes, caught by Gates, and he's grabbed across the way by Adalys Thomas. Shy of the first down, gain of 5 to the 27-yard line, and Baltimore has got a punt.
And the impressive thing is that the Ravens talked all week long about making it uncomfortable for Phillip Rivers. They talked about putting him in some situations that he hasn't been used to. And then you look at the fact that they haven't gotten after, they haven't gotten home, they haven't gotten the sacks and the pressures home. And it's a couple things. The job that the offensive line has done for the Chargers, and the other thing is Phillip Rivers has gotten rid of the ball quickly.
Cook to punt, or rather Cyphers to punt, and Sams is deep back. Great kick. Sams hasn't returned a punt for a touchdown in 2 years, and from the 2-yard line. Fumble, and he jumped back on the ball. Matt Wilhelm makes the stop. Gain to the 19-yard line. Folks, you just saw a 75-yard Cypress punt. Wow.
V-dub here in full effect with Trey and this ride.
It looks like it could fly.
What time is it?
I don't know.
Time to unpimp the auto. Oh, snap. German engineering in the house, yeah.
The Volkswagen GTI, pre-tuned by German engineers.
There's a party over here, so you might as well be here with the people care. Don't hold back the world.
¡Lista! ¡Vamos!
¡Tiene la pelota!
La pasión por el fútbol americano comienza con los niños. El programa NFL Youth les brinda la oportunidad de aprender jugando.
¡Tiene campo abierto!
Un deporte al alcance de todos.
La pasión comienza contigo.
This team of criminals are planning their next big score. Step 1, get the tools they need for the job.
I want a 50 caliber machine gun.
It's a robbery!
Step 2, make sure the people they love are kept in the dark.
Thought I saw you today.
Really?
Same kind of minivan, same color?
No.
New Smith, CBS Tuesday.
Huge punt driving the Ravens to their 19, 1st and 10. Jamal Lewis getting brought down by Phillips, the linebacker. No gain on the play. Well, they're behind right now. Let's go to last week with the Ravens trailing late in the 4th quarter by 2. McAllister intercepts Charlie Fry's pass in the end zone. McNair leads him downfield, got in field goal range, and then Stover banged in a 52-yarder for a 1-point win. Do they have something like that left in them today?
Well, that's the thing. They were fortunate to get out of Cleveland with the win, but in the past, they've been in that situation too many times, too many tries, and they weren't able to get it done. They got it done last week with Steve McNair.
2nd down and 10. Grab by Jammer. It's a gain of 11. He's got a 1st down to the 30-yard line.
And you just get the sense that from this crowd, from what's going on in the stadium, that they just expect Steve McNair to come through in the clutch, take them down the length of the field on a 10 or 12 play drive, use up about 7 minutes, and score a touchdown. That's just what you expect from Steve McNair.
Caesar and Robinson are on the defensive line now for San Diego. Shansky is out. 1st and 10, 30-yard line. McNair intercepted. It's picked off on the play by Donnie Edwards. And he fumbled the ball, and it's loose, then gobbled in by Phillips at the 25-yard line. That's the best coverage linebacker voted by GMs in the NFL, Donnie Edwards. That is the 2nd interception thrown by McNair. And for Donnie Edwards, his 25th career interception.
Well, you just watch Donnie. He actually bumps into the official, but his hands are always around the ball. He's a great athlete, you know, and one-handed grab. And he's just great in space, but he was keying McNair the whole way. And then right at the end, Clayton knocks it out. Good alert play by Antonio Gates. But again, Donnie Edwards in space. He has such a great idea of concepts of where he needs to be in his zone coverages, and he just makes a lot of plays.
And to think he was on the trading block this offseason. He leads the team in tackles, 25-yard line, 1st and 10. This is LaDainian Tomlinson. Out of bounds, shoved by Bart Scott. He turned the corner and picks up nothing on the play. Flags, 2 are down at the 27 and 28-yard line. The gain was nothing to the 26. He got back to the line of scrimmage.
Clipping, offense number 68. 15-yard penalty, still 1st down.
That is the second half penalty on the left guard, Dielman.
Yeah, just not on that part of the field in this situation. You just get a big turnover. You're going to go in to score and put this game out of reach. And then you have that type of penalty. Just a poor decision by Dielman. But the thing that's been surprising to me so far today, Kevin, is the amount of turnovers we had in this game. You think two smart football teams that play real close to the vest, good defensive teams, good offenses, and yet the number of turnovers have really been the difference in this football game.
Well, and Baltimore came in as the #1 giveaway takeaway team at +10 in the NFL into this weekend. 1st and 26. They need the 16-3 in the secondary for Baltimore. And staggering ahead is Tomlinson with the tackle on the play by Nato, the rookie on the defensive line, a gain of 6, again to the 35.
And again, in this situation, you have a 2nd and 20. All you're thinking about is getting yourself in field goal range. You're probably not going to make a first down, but if you can put 2 downs together and get yourself inside that 25-yard line, you give your kicker a chance, and that's really probably what the Chargers are thinking about in this situation.
They just took out Nada on the line. They just brought back in their 4th defensive back. That's Baltimore's 2nd and 20, and again they need the 16. Ricardo, he's been shut out today. He's in motion. Tomlinson. Again into the big pile. And he's down to the 33-yard line. Kelly Gregg brings him down after a gain of 2.
And just what we talked about, I think it's reflective in the play calling on behalf of the Chargers. They're thinking the same thing. They're thinking about getting themselves in a situation where they can kick a field goal.
5th defensive back, Ivy, has been brought in. Malcolm Floyd is in the slot. Vincent Jackson, the receiver, atop your screen. It's 3rd and 19. And Rivers just out of the fingertip reach of receiver Vincent Jackson. Incomplete. Here comes Katie.
Well, they had the right play dialed up. They had a 7-man protection. Phillip Rivers has good protection. You gotta hit him when you have him that wide open. That could put the game out of reach. A simple throw and catch like that, and that's one that Phillip Rivers would love to have back.
Now remember, Kading hit one going this way with the wind from 54 yards in the first half. Right now, a 52-yard try. A field. Oh, look at this. At this, and with the ball, Scott still loose and recovered by San Diego. The Baltimore Ravens come up with a big play.
And Kevin, would you expect anything less from this Ravens football team? Just when you think they're down and out, they come up with a big play to get themselves right back in this game.
Cyphers bobbled the good snap by Ben. And then Samori Roll had it in his hand, then Bart Scott, the linebacker, and then finally recovered by Wilhelm, and the ball is going to go back. The ball is going to go back to the 34-yard line. It's an incomplete pass is what they have ruled it. An incomplete pass by the holder, Cyphers, who was trying to get it off to Kading.
Well, one of the things the Ravens have not done a good job of today, nor all season, is take advantage of opportunities. The defense have created turnovers and field position, and they have not done a very good job of taking advantage of them.
Marty Schottenheimer is going to challenge the play. The clock at 7:19 left in the 4th quarter.
Baby, you can't leave me. I didn't know you didn't like that.
Look, Melissa, you know I like you, but I just don't see where this relationship is heading.
But...
Okay, I'm sorry.
Talk all you want, just $24.99 a month.
Sweet. Vonage!
Are you okay?
Mom, we got Vonage!
Wait! I'll do anything you want.
Vonage, one smart decision among many, many stupid ones. Click or call today.
Listen up, V-Dub in the house. Jason, this is your 98 whatchamacallit.
You got an F.
You know what we're gonna do now?
No.
Unpimp your auto. We just dropped it like it's hot. V-Dub, representing Deutschland.
The Volkswagen GTI, pre-tuned by German engineers.
The heat is rising. And just wait until Miami hits 100. 100 murders. 100 killers, 100 episodes. Miami's never been more dangerous, and you won't believe what happens next.
He is gambling on human lives.
CSI Miami's 100th episode, all new CBS tomorrow.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Diet Pepsi. Live NFL. Drink Diet Pepsi. And by the 200 horsepower Volkswagen GTI. Make friends with your fast.
7:19 to play. Mike Carey, our referee, is going to explain a very complicated play on a bobbled snap that was muffed by the holder Cyphers on a field goal try of 52 yards. Now, they have ruled it an incomplete pass on the field, thus the ball going to the Baltimore Ravens. But the question was it a fumble? And Marty Schottenheimer had thrown the challenge flag on the field. Well, we'll get the explanation.
The ruling on the field was a control by the holder, intentionally forward fumble. By rule, that's an incomplete pass the second it hits the ground. So San Diego did not challenge the ruling on the field. First down.
Even though they threw the flag on the field, they were told him you can't challenge it, so he quickly picked it up. Baltimore has it, 34-yard line.
And Marty Schottenheimer is probably one of the best coaches in the National Football League at understanding the rules of the game, and so he was quick to challenge that.
Cromartie continues to take the place of Drayton Florence at the far corner. It is 1st and 10 from the 34 for Steve McNair with 2 tight ends. Jamal Lewis hit by Marlon McCree. Picks up 6 to the 40-yard line. Sunday Game Center is live on CBS Sportsline. Follow every game with lightning fast scoring. Challenge a friend in Heads Up Fantasy Football. And play the hottest head-to-head trivia game on the web, Trivia Tower. It's all free at CBSSportsline.com. Kevin Harlan, Rich Gannon in Baltimore. 2 unbeatens. 2nd down and 4 from the 40. Mahaley and Lewis. Mahaley the block for Jamal. Backed up Jamal Williams. Stops him after a gain of 5. Close to a first down, 43-yard line.
Kevin, they'd like nothing more than to run this ball right down the field. Use up some of this clock. And again, at some point, they're going to be in their 4-minute offense, the 4-down offense. In other words, behind by 6 and need a touchdown. And so they get across the 50, we'll see 4-down offense.
Remember now in the back pocket, keep note that last season the San Diego Chargers blew 4 fourth-quarter leads. It's 3rd and 1. Lewis again, leaping into the pile, then drilled on the play by Jamal Williams on the defensive line. And that was a 3rd and 1. They say he reached the 44. But let's see where the spot is. And this is a very important spot. Now, one thing you want to remember is he has converted since opening day of 2004, every 3rd and 1. So if he doesn't, we're going to have a very interesting scenario. If he hasn't made it, it'll be 4th and inches. And then a big decision will come for Brian Billick.
I don't know that he has much of a decision in this situation, Kevin. You really think he's got to punt the ball here? Again, I keep on looking up at the scoreboard. The thing that jumps out at me is the 0 timeouts by the Ravens, and that's a problem. And if they're forced to punt the ball here, that's not a good situation to be in if you're the Ravens.
Here's something else that has happened during this measurement, and they are short, so it's the first time since opening of 2004 he hasn't gotten a 3rd and 1. Edwin Mulatalo has just walked to the sideline holding on to an arm. He's their starting guard. And look at the decision. They're going to punt.
Well, the fans aren't happy about it. They're looking back here at the press box for the offensive coaches for the Ravens. But the reality of it is you got a great defense here in Baltimore. They've been playing unbelievably in the second half. And you have to give them a chance to go out, maybe get a 3-and-out, or maybe even get a turnover off of a pressure.
Former Nebraska Cornhusker walk-on Sam Cook to punt. Deep back is Eric Parker. He's setting up the return. Into the sun, Parker. Fair caught, 8-yard line. San Diego has 2 timeouts. Baltimore has none after that 49-yard punt. Let's take you to New York and James Brown.
Kevin, Jets doing their best to knock off the unbeaten Indianapolis Colts after an illegal contact play. The Jets had the ball in great field position. Kevin Barlow, second touchdown of the game. That puts the Jets on top 21-17. 3:56 left in regulation. Back to Kevin and Rich.
Hey, JB, think about this. When Eric Mangini was the defensive coordinator at New England, he and Belichick beat Peyton Manning in Indianapolis 7 of 9 times. Maybe he's taken some of that magic to the Meadowlands now as the head coach of the Jets. It's 1st and 10 from the 9. They blow that dead. They had Turner in the backfield. A little bit loud in this end zone over here.
False start. Offense, number 68. Half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
Well, the Chargers have done a good job today handling the crowd noise, but now the crowd's more animated. This is a great opportunity. This is a big series for Phillip Rivers to be able to manage and handle this situation. A couple first downs here and get out of Baltimore with the win.
Dielman has picked up his 3rd offensive penalty in the second half. It's 1st and 15. They need the 20. 3 in the secondary. 3 defensive backs. Oh, there's movement again. Another flag has been thrown.
False start. Offense, number 70. Half the distance to the goal. Still first.
Rich, as a quarterback, what do you do when you're this deep in your end zone area?
Well, you watch the communication. It's hard to hear. What you have to do is you have to settle them down in the huddle, Kevin. They're jumpy right now. Phillip Rivers has to get these guys back, calm them down a little bit, communicate with them better, and help them anticipate what's coming.
Turner is in the backfield. It's 1st and 17. Lorenzo Neal, tackled by Bart Scott. 3-yard line, meager gain of a yard. Back to JB in our studios in New York.
Hey, fellas, take a look. Panthers trying to move to 500. Saints playing it well, though. Delhomme hooking up with Drew Carter. 4-yard strike. 2nd touchdown toss of the game. 14-10 Carolina. 4:54 left in regulation. Back to Kevin and Rich.
It's a meaningful game for Jake Delhomme, JB. He spent his first 5 seasons against the New Orleans Saints. He's from the Gulf region. 2nd down and 16 from the 3. Michael Turner. Grabbed by Samori, rolls some breathing space to the 10 and a sledgehammer type run of 7 yards.
You just get the impression they're going to be conservative in this part of the field, and why wouldn't they be? Their defense has played so well in the second half. San Diego, you got to figure if they have to punt in this situation, they have enough confidence the defense can go out and stop the Ravens.
And remember, Baltimore cannot stop the clock. They are out of timeouts.
Kevin, the impressive thing with Phillip Rivers today is he understands what's expected of him and how they want him to play, and he's been instinctive today with his decisions.
It's 3rd down and 9. There are only 3 defensive backs. They got more muscle up front. 4 linemen, 4 linebackers, and it's a gain of 2 for Turner. And he's out to the 12. They got to punt the ball, so here comes Cyphers, the punter, to boot it.
And Baltimore got accomplished what they wanted to. And we talked about the decision to punt the ball. It was the right decision. The defense went out and did their job. They held them. And now hopefully you get a good return by B.J. Sam somewhere up around midfield and give your offense a chance with 3.5 minutes to go in the game.
Cyphers has never had a punt return for a touchdown. Sams has returned 2 in his career. Bad snap by Ben. Almost blocked. How in the world did he get it away? A flag is down. The ball bouncing past midfield. Cyphers is hurt. The snap by David Ben, who is a veteran of 13 seasons in the NFL, was low and skipped off the turf. That was a 55-yard punt. Miraculously, he got it away with 2 Ravens in his face. This is a big call. Thus, the conference you see on the field and 3:17 to play.
And yellow receiver, downfield number 3. Baltimore has the option to take it on the kick or at the previous spot. They've elected to take it on the previous spot. Since the ball hit the ground, The punter is not afforded running to the kicker.
Well, the impressive thing is Ed Reed, your all-pro safety, watch him come off the edge. He actually comes off the edge and makes this play. They have the return set up, but watch him. He never takes the play off. He finishes. And again, Ed Reed and Wilcox make that play. Bad snap, but they finish the play. They recognize an opportunity here. I mean, that could have been a big, big play.
So they mark the ball at the 7-yard line. Now, Cyphers will have to punt it. He appeared to be in pain, but you can see there may have been a little bit of a acting award with that. You can see also that he has had great success getting it away and escaping the dagger, none more so than that last punt we just saw.
When you watch, the Ravens are getting ready for a return. They're only going to rush 6. They're going to set up their return and hopefully spring B.J. Sams.
And they blow that dead.
For the snap, timeout, San Diego.
So now San Diego has 1 remaining timeout. Baltimore is out of timeouts, and we take off to New York in our studios in JB.
Kevin, talk about answering right back to the coach score. Look at this. 3 yards deep in the end zone, Jets. Justin Miller takes it how far? 103 yards. Poor tackling there. He takes it to pay dirt. Boy, what a game here. Jets on top, 28-24, 2:20 left in regulation. Good game indeed. Kevin and Rich.
Yep, Colts have not lost a game, 3-0 and 2-1. New York Jet team here. We've got a timeout on a punt. Marty Schottenheimer trying to get control of his young team. I think Cyphers is hurt.
Yeah, I get the sense that there's some uptight people on that Chargers sidelines. And on the other side of it, the momentum is starting to swing. The Ravens feel like they're close. They almost blocked the punt. They're going to get another opportunity here with B.J. Sams. And you can just feel the energy and the emotion inside the stadium.
You mentioned Ed Reed before. He has blocked 4 punts in his career. Here is Cyphers with a word from the sideline as to what they're going to do.
They could possibly, Kevin, in this situation, they could possibly take the safety. In fact, it's the right thing to do considering the circumstances.
I don't know that he can punt. I think he still may be injured from that last play. And he's going to take the intentional safety.
And that's the smart play. And that's the smart play in that situation. They're only up by 6 anyway, and that's a good play by Marty. In fact, we don't even know if he can actually punt. And now you put your kicker in a situation where he can kick off and hopefully get a good coverage unit.
I don't think he can. I mean, he's walking with a hitch right there, as you can see. And, you know, this is why Marty Schottenheimer has got the most wins of any active coach in the NFL. He has been in positions like this before, and he thought it through. He manages a game well, and we've just seen some of that great managerial skill.
Well, you get Kading out there, and he could certainly kick it off. But again, in that situation, when you look at all the statistics, and Marty has him on the side, he knows the situation, and he's done a good job managing games over the years. That's the right call.
Now he's got a punt because they took the safety, so who's going to kick the ball? Will it be Cyphers, who's out there trying to get some feel, or is it going to be Kading?
They are going to go with Cyphers. You can see him still limping a little bit. If they ever need a big punt from Cyphers, it's right now. And not only that, but you need some great coverage from your coverage unit. You don't want to give B.J. Sams too many opportunities.
Sams is back inside the 20. If there is one benefit for Cyphers, the wind will be at his back. Looks pretty good right there. Sams at the 22. And brought down by rookie linebacker Tim Dobbins. 18-yard return, but great beginning field position at the 40-yard line.
And you got 3 minutes. You have no timeouts. So there is some time, but you have to move efficiently in and out of the huddle. You might have to call some plays at the line of scrimmage. This is an opportunity. This is a situation where Steve McNair has been in time and time again, and he's usually come through in the clutch.
Rookie Cromartie remains at the corner. 1st and 10, McNair at his 40-yard line. Haley is the fullback for Jamal Lewis. With 2 tight ends, he's hit and throws to Mahaley, who is hit and brought down by Sean Phillips. A flag is down, the tackle at the line of scrimmage, so there was no gain to the 40-yard line. Flag is at the 44.
Holding defense number 95 from the previous spot. 5-yard penalty, automatic. 1st down.
Phillips has taken the place of Steve Foley.
And Phillips is finding out just how difficult it is to cover a Pro Bowl tight end like Todd Heap in space. And Todd Heap is one of the best tight ends in the game. And when push comes to shove and the game's on the line, Steve McNair is going to try and locate Todd Heap.
10 penalties on San Diego today. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Here comes Merriman, and that's a pass off to Derek Mason, who's brought down by Donnie Edwards. A gain of 3 to the 47. Baltimore again without timeouts. We're approaching 2 minutes.
And some of those edge rushers are starting to get home and starting to get some licks on Steve McNair. But the good thing that he's done all season long is get the ball out of his hands. Now, he has been knocked around a little bit, but Steve McNair knows how long he can hold it and where he's most vulnerable.
It's officially at the 48, and it's 2nd down and 7. Caught by Clayton. San Diego 35-yard line and belted by McCree. An 18-yard pass completion by McNair.
And Wade Phillips is not going to let up. He's going to continue to bring the pressure, continue to test Steve McNair. And Steve McNair did a great job hanging in there and finding Mark Clayton.
This is shades of last week. We're going to go to the 2-minute warning. Same situation last week, basically, in Cleveland. McNair brought him back with 11 unanswered 4th quarter points. Can he do it again? He trails 13-9.
Steak, egg, and cheese, and burrito. There's tots in there. It feels really hearty.
It's like eating like a trucker.
10-4, good buddy. Come back at me.
I'm about 3 quarters of a mile outside of T-Town. I'll be pulling in just as soon as you hear my horn. Make sure you're outside.
I didn't catch any of that.
Steak, egg, and cheese burrito. Sonic's got it, others don't. Loaded with thin sliced steak, it's the hearty way to start your morning. And now swipe your credit or My Sonic card from your car. Only at Sonic.
V-dub here in full effect with Trey and this ride.
It looks like it could fly.
What time is it?
I don't know.
Time to unpimp the auto. Oh, snap. German engineering in the house, yeah.
The Volkswagen GTI, pre-tuned by German engineers.
Hey.
Hey. You got Singular?
No. Sprint.
Sprint mobile broadband downloads 5 times faster than Singular's Edge.
Well, I'm done.
Because in business, it pays to keep moving. Get the power of the nation's largest mobile broadband network. Get a free mobile broadband card. Visit sprint.com/mobile broadband.
The only cure for a natural disaster is a human response. Help the NFL and United Way rebuild communities. Find out how at unitedway.org.
Tonight, it's a case so hot, it will break all the rules.
You ready for this?
A new episode of Without a Trace, CBS tonight.
2 minutes to play, no timeouts, down 13-9. McNair at the San Diego 35.
And Kevin, they're really in the driver's seat right now. Obviously 2 minutes, the ball at the 35-yard line. You have no timeouts, but you're in a good situation. Steve McNair needs to be smart here. You cannot afford a sack. You get a completion in the field of play, you have to be smart. You have to get your team up the line of scrimmage and call plays.
He's got a 1st and 10. He's got his 2 tight ends. McNair. He needs the 25. He gets the 23. He's got a 1st down. running for 12 yards on the play and brought down by Gottfried. Again, the clock continues to tick because they have no time to stop it.
And this is what Steve McNair can do. He doesn't do it as much as he used to in the past, but he can still run the ball. And when he pulls it down, he's an effective runner. The Chargers were not expecting that from Steve McNair.
McNair studies the #1 defense in the NFL, 1st and 10, 23. That is caught. Clayton, 10-yard line, brought down by Donnie Edwards. They mark him at the 10. It's a pickup of 13. It's another Baltimore first down.
And the difference has been Steve McNair, the way he's moving around in the pocket. He looks like he's got more spring in his legs. He's stepping up. He's moving around. He's hard to locate, and he's buying himself some extra time to find the open receiver.
It is 1st and goal at the 10-yard line.
Kevin, this is why they brought Steve McNair to Baltimore. For this very reason, for this situation, to win games inside of a minute.
Musa Smith in the backfield with the tight end Wilcox. McNair, great defensive play. There is no penalty flag. A pass intended for Clayton, broken up by linebacker Randall Gottfried.
Well, you just got to be smart in this situation. Steve McNair's been here before, but you got to be smart. You just can't afford an interception, obviously, but you're in 4-down territory. You're going to get 3 shots from here. Just be smart with it. When you have your opportunity, you got to puncture a seam with the throw, and Steve McNair can do that with the best of them.
He did it last week, getting a field goal to beat Cleveland, trying to do it again. 2nd down, goal at the 10. Musa Smith remains in the backfield. To Heath. Oh, he got the touchdown!
Again, the movement in the pocket has been the difference. Steve McNair moving around, finds Todd Heath. We talked about it. When he needs a completion, he's going to find Todd Heath. They motion Todd Heath out. He runs a little in route, makes a great catch, and finishes it to the goal line.
The extra point is in. It's a 3-point game with 34 seconds to play, and San Diego has 1 timeout and a lot riding on the shoulders of their first-year starter, Phillip Rivers. On that drive, McNair 4 of 5 for 43 yards.
You see Heath up to the top of the screen. They motion him out. He's going to go up the field and work back underneath. He's just sitting there, comes back and finds the ball. Now the impressive thing is after the catch. Todd Heath is a physical player. Look at the emotion, the energy, the excitement on the sideline. Do you think Brian Billick is excited about having number 9 in Baltimore?
What did all the players tell us about having McNair? This is something you talked about in our open 3 hours ago. They have faith. They believe he has become the linchpin of this team.
Well, Kevin, they knew that with Steve McNair bringing him to Baltimore, he brought with him experience, he brought with him leadership, and more importantly, he brought with him a presence to the quarterback position that they haven't had here in the past.
We told you this earlier, but San Diego a season ago had blown 4 fourth-quarter leads. Stover will kick it off. Cromartie is back, the rookie at the goal line. They've got a great field goal kicker in Kading, who today has already belted home a 54-yard field goal. Let's see what happens. Cromartie from the 8-yard line. And tackled by Jerome Sapp. A 15-yard return to the 24-yard line. 1 timeout, Rivers with 29 seconds with which to work in regulation.
Well, Kevin, you could feel the momentum swing in this building. The Chargers weren't able to put them away. The defense, the job that the defense have done today for the Baltimore Ravens has been impressive. They kept their football team in this game, and the Ravens offense did just enough at the end to win it.
Kading will need about the 36-yard line of Baltimore, so they need about 40 yards. there are 4 defensive backs.
You need a big...
Make it 5. There are 5 defensive backs. Ivy is back there.
You need a big chunk here on first down to give yourself a chance.
1st and 10 from the 24. Rivers. And it's caught by Parker. The clock continues to go. He beats Samoy Roll. The gain is to the 31-yard line and a pickup on the play of 9. Timeout. And that is the final San Diego timeout of the game.
Well, you had no chance there. You had to use the timeout. There's other ways to stop the clock. Obviously, an incompletion will help you. You can kill it. But if they hadn't used the timeout there, they would have wasted way too much time.
Well, San Diego has botched a couple of field goals today. Earlier, this was just a miss that went right. And then the last one, a snap which was not held onto by Cyphers. So that's 6 points they've left on the field.
And you just hate to have it happen in the kicking game. We talked about field position, how important that was going to be. We talked about turnovers and how important that was going to be. And finally, the kicking game.
Has McNair done it again? Can the first-year starter pull one out? 18 seconds left. No timeout. 2nd and 1. Rivers downfield. Broken up by Reed. Incomplete pass. 13 seconds left.
Ed Reed likes to play deep in the center field so he can adjust to routes, and you just watch him close on that. The receiver was actually never even looking for the ball to the last second, and it gave Ed Reed just enough time to jump up there and make that play.
They were looking for Malcolm Floyd, who caught a touchdown pass early in the game in the first quarter. It is 3rd and 1. Think what must be going through this young quarterback's mind. Gates caught it, but out of bounds. At the 45, he was out of play. McAllister was watching him. 8 seconds left, 4th and 1. Will the Baltimore Ravens go to 4-0? And they have not won 4 consecutive games since their Super Bowl season of 2000. They are 8 seconds away from doing it.
That's a desperate situation. Phillip Rivers probably going to get just one last crack at it here. Maybe the alley-oop on the right side is probably where they're thinking about going with this throw.
Rivers to Gates out of bounds, 48-yard line, 3 seconds left. They really need the 36. It's an 18-yard pickup.
Well, they give themselves one last chance. They get to the middle of the field. Now maybe Phillip Rivers will be able to buy some time, get himself out on the edge, give his receivers enough time to work down the field and get into the end zone and hopefully throw one up where they can make a play.
The receivers include Parker and Jackson, Malcolm Floyd, and Manu Maliuna. They've just taken Parker off the field.
Phillip Rivers is going to need all the time he can get with the ball to give his receivers enough time to work down the field.
Oh, he's sacked by Jarrett Johnson. And the first sack allowed all season by San Diego. And Steve McNair has done it again.
Well, it's unfortunate Marcus McNeil, the left tackle for the Chargers, has played well all day, but that was unbelievable. You just knew the pressure was going to get home at some time.
For Rich Gann and Kevin Harlan, what a beauty in Baltimore today on CBS.
Here at the Chic Shave Lab, we have been testing the new Chic Quattro Titanium in simulated social environments to see if it really is off the easy.
3, 2, 1.
Off the easy, indeed.
New Chic Quattro Titanium stays sharp to give you a close, smooth shave with less irritation than the leading brand. It's the only razor with 4 advanced blades made with titanium.
New Chic Quattro Titanium. The power of 4 meets titanium.
The hunt continues for Larry the Lumberjack.
Hello? Is someone there? I'm gonna come down.
Talk all you want, just $24.99 a month.
Sweet, Vonage. Okay, I'm gonna come down.
Vonage, one smart decision among many, many stupid ones. Click or call today.
Rick Wilcoxon is a real Geico customer, not an actor. So to help tell a story, we hired an actor.
Originally, I switched to Geico to save money, but then I was in an accident.
Yeah, that's right. I was in an accident.
I got on the phone and called Geico.
Yeah. Hello. Hey, how's it going?
After a few days, I had my repair check. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I got the check. Got my car fixed. It's my birthday. Fixed my bumper. New taillights.
Geico. Real service, real savings.
It's my birthday.
And hello again, everyone. I'm James Brown. Welcome back to our CBS Sports Studios and the Capital One update. Folks, these are the games coming up in a doubleheader action on CBS New England.